Hola chicos, muchas gracias por estar aquí en un nuevo día con un nuevo video de Español Amigos, y hoy vamos a hablar de un tema nuevo y muy interesante. So thank you guys for watching the video today, and we are going to talk about a very interesting topic. Vamos a hablar acerca de los objetos de la oración. We are going to talk about the objects of the sentence. So to start the parts of the sentence, we have to understand that consists always in the subject, el sujeto. It is the person, animal, or thing that does the action. Then we have the verb, el verbo. It is an action, for example, to kick. In Spanish, we say patear. Then we have an object, and in Spanish, we say un objeto. It is the person, animal, or thing that receives the subject's action. So pay attention to the last part, the object, because this is what we are going to work today. Let's see this example. It says, María patea la bola. María es el sujeto, patea es el verbo, y la bola el objeto. So that it means Mary kicks the ball. As you can see, la bola, the ball, is the thing that receives the action of María, Mary. So la bola is the object. So now we are going to continue with the next part, and this is the types of objects. Now that we understand what is an object, the thing, the person who receives the action, now we have to classify them in two types. The direct object, objeto directo, it is the thing that receives the subject's action. For example, balls, bolas, vehicles, vehículos, phone, teléfono, etc. Then we have the indirect object, el objeto indirecto. In this case, this is the animal or person who receives the subject's action. For example, Mary, María, Joseph, José, dog, perro, cat, gato, etc. Then we have the object pronouns. As we understand, the object pronouns substitute the object in the sentence by some pronouns. Los pronombres objetos sustituyen los objetos en la oración por algunos pronombres. So here we're going to see them. For example, Juan está preparando la cena. That it means Juan is cooking the dinner. Now, as you can see, la cena is the object, the direct object, because it's a thing. So now we are going to replace it with a pronoun, but in this case we have to put it before the verb. In this case we say Juan la está preparando. Juan is cooking it. As you can see, la, you have to put it before. Just pay attention with the colors. Okay? Then we have the types of object pronouns. The first one is the direct object pronouns, pronombres de objeto directo. They substitute the direct object, in this case, the things. Indirect object pronouns, or pronombres de objeto indirecto, they substitute the indirect object, in this case, animal or a person. Then finally we have the double object pronouns, pronombres de doble objeto. In this case, they substitute the direct and indirect objects in the same sentence. That it means that we can use one or both in the same sentence. Depends on the situation. In this case, we are going to see the three situations. The first one is an object, a direct object, español. And then we have Marwa, the indirect object, the person. And then we have two. We are going to use the double object. So in the first case, it says, Marwa aprende español. Marwa learns Spanish. So español, we have to replace it with an direct object pronoun. So we are going to use lo. Marwa lo aprende. Marwa learns it. Marwa learns it. Then we have Oscar habla con Marwa. Oscar speaks to Marwa. In this case, Marwa is the indirect object because it's a person. So we have to replace it with an indirect object pronoun. In this case, is le. Oscar le habla. Oscar le habla. Oscar speaks to her. Finally, we have the double object. Oscar enseña a Marwa español. Oscar teaches to Marwa Spanish, or Oscar teaches Spanish to Marwa. So in this case, we have to use double objects using the rule that we saw before. So we have to use lo and le. But as you can see at the end, it says, Oscar se lo enseña. Why we don't use le? Instead, we are using se. It's because we don't want to repeat it again. We don't want to repeat the sound of the L at the end. So the correct form is to use se lo, because in that way it's not redundant. So the proper way is to say Oscar se lo enseña. That it means like Oscar teaches it to her. Oscar teaches it to her, So I think this is like the 3 different types of object pronouns that we can see in the sentence, and you can use one or both in the same sentence. So it's just the situation depends on the situation. You can use one or two. I hope that you like the lesson today, and of course this is just the first part. We are going to continue with the different object pronouns in the next lesson. So thank you so much guys for watching, and if you like the video, subscribe please. So nos vemos y muchas gracias por estar aquí. Este es solo el comienzo, todavía hay mucho que aprender. So thank you guys, see you, bye bye.